Good morning, classy people. Wayne Bolden from the SpeedKing channel. As always, turn your closed captions on. It's Saturday morning. We're here having coffee early in the morning. The sun hasn't come up yet. Always like to get up early in the morning, as I do every morning, and have a nice cup of coffee. But Saturdays especially, because I get to sit in the studio and kind of tone it down a little bit. And as always, please do us a big favor as we head to our 2-year anniversary on Traverse Day. That's right, it'll be 2 years that we've been broadcasting and doing a passion of love here, bringing it to a classic community. So I want to say thank you to each and every one of you. And of course, please turn your closed captions on. And if you want to support us, great way of doing that is buying our tip sheets. We'll analyze any track in North America, give you our top 3 picks for $20, and we take all the money, we'll pour it back into the studio. We will be upgrading the studio in the next week or two, right around Traverse Day, just for celebration. And of course, we have these limited edition t-shirts. A shout out to our graphics guy, Greg, who does all our thumbnails and some behind the scenes stuff for us. And he's always designing stuff for us. So he's just a wonderful young man. Our t-shirts are about 22 or $25. We make about $5 or $6. So again, just email me at speedking24@yahoo.com and get your new apparel. I'm going to put Ralph Lauren out of business. For sure. Having a bunch of fun, and well, I mean, I would be remiss if I didn't look at the Canterbury races up there. Shout out to my boy Scotty Mack, and our ambassador here at the channel. One of our first subscribers for sure. And we're going to take a look at the Minnesota Derby, which we've done, which is race number 6 on the card. And now we're going to take a look at the Minnesota Oaks, which is race number 8. No, the Derby is race number 7. And the Oaks is race number 8 on the card. And it's for Minnesota breds, of course, 3-year-olds, fillies, going 1.70 for 100,000. It's a full field of 12 for sure. We won't go through them all. I've analyzed the race, and I'll just give you my top 3 picks. Actually, I only want 2 in here. I looked, and these look a little dull, if you ask me. But there's a horse that I've interested in, and I bet last time. It's going to be my top pick, the number 2 horse, Royal Little Diva. Now, I can't believe this horse is 4-1 on the morning line, but okay. So the horse is 4-1 on the morning line, Royal Little Diva, the number 2 horse. The horse has raced twice and won twice. This Minnesota bred, this filly can step, y'all. She's fast out of the gate. She's by Macho Man. On the back end by Chapel Royal. Would suggest a little turf to me. Silva is doing all the training, and then you got Hernandez in the arm. So to me, the horse went gate to wire in the stake race at 2-5. I believe she was our best bet that day on June 22nd at beautiful Canterbury at 6.5 furlongs. Now, they're stretching her out to 2 turns. Around 2 turns, I checked the index. This horse should be able to go 2 turns, no problem. The bloodline suggests it. But she is stretched out, and she's extremely fast out the gate. So should save ground, shouldn't lose any ground into the first turn because she's breaking from the 2-hole. So Hernandez should send this horse. There's only one way for her to possibly win this race, and that is to bottom them out and take them gate to wire for sure. So I'm willing to take the 4-1, which I believe is a square price. The horse has a 20% win probability according to our database, and 4-1 is an overlay. We thought the horse should be 5-2. So all systems point to the number 2 horse, Royal Little Diva. If for no other reason, she's the speed of the race, and we can see if she can go 2 turns. But her daddy, Macho Man, would suggest that she should be able to. We like the number 2 horse here in the Oaks for sure. And our second pick would be the number 8 horse. This horse is kind of speedy too, Brew. Well, Brew is also 2 for 2. So both of the fillies that I like, something's going to have to give. They're both undefeated. This horse is by Tapiture and the back end by Limehouse. How about that? And there's that man, mama. That's right. He's got the playbook. He's calling the plays. He's pushing the buttons. Robinson McLean is pushing the buttons up there in the trainer's booth on the number 8 Brew House. Ah, man, y'all better take a look at this one, right? Every time I go to Canterbury or up Minnesota racing, first person I look for is Mr. Robinson. He's an exceptional trainer. Of course, I look for Valerie Ludd. I always know when her horses are running. But Robinson, is clicking at 19%. And he's with Godwin. I think it's Nick Godwin. They're clicking at 23%. And Brewhouse don't need no introduction. The bloodline is there. But just like the number 2 horse, Royal Little Diva, this horse is stretching out around 2 turns for the first time. So again, you make it a little speed duel up front between the 2 and the 8. And I tell you right now, it's her time. Number 3 is pretty fast in her own right. So this thing could fall apart down the lane, y'all, if they go too fast up front, ding-donging each other. So the number 8, Brewhouse, is our second pick, Mr. Robinson, at 3-1. So if I had to pick a third horse here, I really want somebody coming from the back, okay? I mean, there's enough speed in here signed up already, if you ask me. I would probably, if I really had to lean, I would probably lean, man, I don't want to say the 3 horse. I would probably lean probably to the number 5 horse, okay? Yeah, maybe to the 5 or to the 6, okay? Both of these horses should be making up ground coming for home. The number 6, Honey Bella, should be making up ground. Got beat up by Brewhouse pretty good and Gypsy Reward. So if I had to round out our trifecta, I would use the 5 and the 6 in the third hole. But the only 2 that I'm really interested in here are the 2 undefeated filly, and the first one would be Royal Little Diva at 4-1. That's going to be our top pick in this year's Minnesota Open. And our second pick is going to be the number 8 horse, Brewhouse. Okay, that's it for us. It's going to be 2-8-8-2. Again, if you have to throw in a third horse or a fourth horse, put the 5 and 6 in the try and superfecta underneath. They should be making up ground down the lane. So for us, Royal Little Diva in this year's Oaks, she ain't going to get away, not scot-free. Hey, the Brewhouse Robinson horse is going to have something to say. So it's 2-8-8-2 for us here in this year's Minnesota Oak for sure. As always, stay classy. Shout out to our folks up there in beautiful Minnesota.